Shana Tova. Over these high holy days, there are so many themes, so many stories we tell ourselves, so many truths hidden in the liturgy, in the Torah reading, in the meanings of these days. At this moment, I want to focus on the story of Musaf. We have these three components in a full Musaf service that this year, during our services, we don't have the chance to dive into. So I want to remind us what they are. It is Malchuyot, Zichronot, and Shofarot. Malchuyot is a celebration of God's authority. Zichronot is a reminder to remember. And Shofarot is the blasting of the shofar. Where does God's authority come from? What does it mean to call God Melech or call God Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King? It goes back to the very beginning in which God created all of existence and said that we are God's partner in creating the universe. That it's our job to take up the task that God began of making this a more perfect world. That is the moment of essence of the relationship between us and God, Malchuyot. Zichronot works on many levels. On the basis, it is a reminder that God was there for our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, that God remembered them. In fact, that's the word that Torah uses over and over again. And so perhaps God might remember us. And on a deeper level, it is a challenge to each of us to remember our loved ones, that when we pray, when we stand here on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and ask for forgiveness for another year to do better, we're not alone. But we are in an unbroken chain going all the way back to Mount Sinai. Shofarot. Shofarot is, on the one hand, just the simple sounding of the blasts. But on the deeper, it involves every moment in the Torah that we heard the shofar. At Mount Sinai, as God descended with the Torah, we heard the shofar blast. At Jericho, when all was lost, it was the shofar blast that broke the walls of that great city down. But even more than the remembrances of the shofar blast in the past, there is a call to action for the future. The shofar is both a promise from God that there is better to come and a challenge to us to make it so. So as we pray on this Rosh Hashanah, I wish us the chance to first acknowledge the beginning, the creation of all in which God said we are God's partners. I wish us to remember that that our ancestors were remembered, and to remember our own ancestors. And I wish us the chance to hear the blast of the shofar and to feel the possibility of better to come. To hear the blast of the shofar and to hope. Shana Tova.